Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. Debate over the proposed wind farm off the coast of Port Stephens is dominating the election campaign in Paterson. Liberal candidate Lawrence Antcliffe is accusing the government of failing to listen to the community's concerns about the potential impact on marine ecology, tourism and fishing.
Labor continues to ignore our community on its offshore wind farm plans. Labor has refused to properly engage with us, and as the backlash grew, they've run from any proper scrutiny.
But Labor incumbent Meryl Swanson has told NBN she's been actively engaged with the community on the issue and says there's still work to do on assessing the viability and suitability of the project.
If it does stack up, it will provide energy for not only homes but businesses. But I would say to people, get involved in the consultation. I know the consultation in the beginning wasn't good enough, and I spoke up about that, and we've seen a big change in that.
Independent candidate Philip Penfold is opposed to the project, saying the community doesn't want it. Repair crews from Hunter Water are working to isolate a burst water main on Lake Road at Argenton. The broken main has caused water to gush over Lake Road, affecting traffic in the area. Hunter Water says once crews have isolated the section of broken pipe, water pressure in local homes and businesses should start to return. Newcastle Council has voted to ask the state government not to renew the Keolis Downer contract for Newcastle and Lake Macquarie transport services, saying service delivery has been reduced and is worsening. It comes amid concerns of staff being treated poorly, the Rail, Tram and Bus Union recently taking strike action amid a dispute over pay and conditions. Council doesn't have power to revoke the contract, but Lord Mayor Ross Kerridge says they'll be pushing for the state government to take back control.
With the rapid growth that's happening in Newcastle, with the need for a much better system of public transport that integrates the trains, the light rail, everything else, I think it would do far better if we had a Hunter Transport Authority with some local basis and local autonomy.
A limited number of trains are running between Newcastle and Talara for a third straight day following recent flooding at Sandgate. The Transport Management Centre says buses may replace some services between Maitland and Talara as trains return to normal. Buses will also replace all trains between Newcastle Interchange and Talara or Muswellbrook between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. today due to planned track work. A stoush over Venues New South Wales' management of Newcastle Showground is dragging on. The local association responsible for managing the Newcastle show claims council hasn't paid funds which should have been given over the lease of the Maritime Museum, its collection temporarily based at the site. President Peter Evans says under an agreement he had with council, actual lease costs would be paid to Venues New South Wales and some money would be funneled over as a sponsorship. But he says it hasn't happened.
One would suspect the council wants to get a rate income, but in fairness, the councillors at their last meeting, although they approved that plan on the 25th of March, they wish to keep the showground and the Newcastle show. That's a rider in the overall plan. So that's a first step in the right direction.
Council voted overnight to extend the storage support for the museum's collection at the showground until March next year. This year's Lake Macquarie Business Excellence Awards is accepting applications until May 19. Council says the LGA hosts about 15,000 businesses and is enjoying a thriving employment landscape. Mayor Adam Schultz says the region's experiencing a business boom.
2.7% for unemployment is phenomenal. The wages and salaries are increasing for local people who then go and spend that money at local businesses, and they support those businesses because the businesses support us as well.
2NURFM Sport.
Jacob Saifidi and Adam Elliott have returned to the night side as they try to change their form when they face South Sydney this Saturday at Magic Round. Despite the pressure on coach Adam O'Brien, forward Matt Croker says he still has the support of the players.
We all trust Adzi, and Adzi believes in us. We're all in it together, so we don't sit around and think about that kind of stuff.
Meanwhile, Knights women's players Jessie Southwell and Yasmin Clydesdale will start for the Blues in tomorrow's Origin opener in Brisbane. Teammate and hawker Olivia Higgins has been named on the extended bench. And Jets winger Kota Mizunuma is set to remain at the club for next season, with the Japanese international triggering his second-year clause in his contract. The news comes with General Manager of Football Ken Shembry starting preparations for the 2025-26 season, with 5 players set to meet with new coach Mark Milligan over the next 2 weeks to discuss their futures. That's sport. I'm Jessie Dennett.
And the winning numbers in Oz Lotto are 2, 16, 27, 30, 34, 38 and 43, and the supplementaries are 9, 14 and 31. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.